So let's take a look inside the new tax preparation business in a box. So you're going to start off with this automated funnel that is going to be completely custom to your business, right? You can come in and change whatever you want, but when you first sign up for this system, you're going to fill out a form and it's going to automatically populate your logo, your business name, business address, phone number, etc., right? So looking from a client's point of view or your lead's point of view, we're going to start off by booking a free consultation. So once they book their appointment, it's going to come to this page. It's going to say, congratulations, their first name, your appointment's confirmed. It's going to give them all the information about their appointment, the date, the time, where they need to be, when they need to be, all your information, how to get in contact with you, so forth and so forth, right? It's completely custom to each individual lead. Now we're going to look back at our system, and you'll see that our new lead is right here with all of their information with the tag that says free consult. Now let's take a look at our SOPs and our pipeline. When we come to our free consultation pipeline, you'll see that this is going to keep track of all your new leads. Now, when you come over to the tax preparation process pipeline, this is going to be your tax preparation SOP automated completely for you, right? This is where you'll come and you'll be able to actually see and keep track of where everybody is inside your system. Every one of your clients, from when they start off as a lead until they actually become a client, will be going through this pipeline right here. So you can keep track of where everybody's at, where people are getting stuck, where they're falling off, where you're actually winning and making money. You'll be able to see it right here. So now let's take a look inside this client profile. Now this is just something that only the users can see. So now let's jump back inside this client's profile. Inside the profile, you'll be able to see everywhere they went in the system, but you'll be able to also see all the communication that you and that person had. So this is the text message they received once they booked their appointment, and this is the email. Now over here, you'll be able to see all their information, where they came from, and we're going to look and we'll see that their status is still a lead, right? They don't have any of this other information filled out because all they did was book an appointment, right? They're still just the lead. Now let's look at our user point of view. Now from a user's point of view, this is the email you'll receive. It's going to give you all the information about that client, the time and date that you meet with them, where you're going to meet with them, whether it's a phone call or a Zoom call. And this is going to give you information about tips on how to prepare. And this is a link just to show you all your upcoming appointments, not just from this client, but from all your clients and all your leads, right? So now on the days leading up to that appointment, the system is going to automatically remind your lead that they have an upcoming appointment because let's face it, things happen, people have their lives, and they tend to forget. Even if they're really excited, it's very easy for somebody to forget the exact date and time of their appointment. So the system is just going to handle all that for you, right? And it's going to give them the phone number that they are either going to receive a call from or the Zoom link they need to join for the appointment. And then 10 minutes before, this is where the system will actually call and reach out to them for the appointment, right? Now, of course, it's a demo system, demo client, so it's not going to actually be able to send out the text message or the phone calls because the number isn't real, but this is that point where it will do it. So now once the call has been complete, there's a Zoom or phone call, the user will receive this text message asking them to just update the status of that call, telling us how it went, right? They'll receive an email doing the same thing. Just update your client status. You can also see what other appointments is coming up, and you can log into the client's account from right here if you're not already inside the system, right? So we're going to update the client status. As you can see, their information automatically populated in here. You're just going to answer the questions at the bottom. The appointment status was a showed. The client status, they're ready to file. The appointment, if I was to close this client, I have the potential to make, I don't know, $1,000. Internal notes. This is just for your company. The client does not see this. You will put whatever notes you want, right? So I'm just going to say, and then inside the conversations recap, this is the notes that's going to actually be mailed to your client. Well, emailed to your client, right? So I'm going to put something, convo recap to client blah, 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 right? I don't know. And then this is where you'll have the option. If you don't want them to receive the notes, you can just say no, and it will not send your client any notes. But I want them to receive the notes from the call. And so I'm going to say yes, send them an email. I don't need to follow up with them because they said that they're ready to file. Down here is only if they say they're not sure, they're not ready, and you tell them that you'll reach back out to them on Friday. Maybe they're waiting for their spouse to be with them so that they can do their taxes at the same time. So you'll choose the date that you want to follow up with them, and the system will automatically send you a reminder to follow up with that lead on that date at that time. So I'm just going to go ahead and update it. So now let's take a look back inside the client's profile. You'll be able to see that their status update is showed and that they're ready to file, that we sent them the recap. This is their internal notes. This is the notes that were mailed to them. They don't have a follow-up date, but their value is $1,000. You'll also be able to see their internal notes over here, the ones that are not mailed to them. And in the middle, again, you'll be able to see the conversation. This is the text message that they received, and this is the email. Inside this email, you'll be able to see the recap notes that we wanted them to be able to view. And down here is telling them what to do next, which is going to be to complete their tax preparation form. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole form because it is a lot of questions, but the system is going to keep track of what documentation should have been uploaded. For example, proof of household, utility bills, etc., etc. So I'm just going to plug in anything just so that the system will be able to track it. What is your filing status? I'm going to say single. Now, if they are filing for a spouse, it's going to then ask them questions about their spouse, and they'll have to upload their spouse's documentation as well. For demonstration purposes, I'm just going to say no, and I'm going to skip past most of these questions. Another question that's going to ask you that's super important is if you have any children or dependents. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to go ahead and say no, but if you say yes, the same thing, you have to plug in all their information and upload all their documentation proving that they are your dependent. It's also going to ask you if you have a business that you would like to include on your return. If you say yes, it's going to ask you all the information about your business. If not, it's going to skip that as well. And just so you can see really quick what I mean, I'm going to hit yes, and you see how it goes to the business information. It's going to ask you all the questions about your business. But for demonstration purposes, again, I'm going to hit no, and you'll see that the question is totally different, right? Then I'm going to sign and submit. So now when I come back inside this client profile, I'll see that there's a task waiting for me, and it's letting me know that this person has uploaded their documents and that the documents need to be manually validated, and then I need to mark whether all the documents are correct, missing, or ineligible inside the missing documents field. So now we're going to come over here, and we're going to pretend like I checked all the documents, and we'll hit none. Or we can show that they're missing the W-2. Now, because I said they're missing the W-2, you see that they just received another email, and it's letting them know that they need to submit their documents, right? So when I click on this, it's letting them know, please provide these missing documents. Check your email if you can't find the missing documents here, right? Because inside that email, it listed what documents was missing. So now I'm going to come down here, upload the W-2, submit. Now, once the documents have been submitted, they'll receive this email to verify their identity. Once their identity has been verified, they received an email with their contracts. The contract is for them to fill out their consent forms, 7-16, and the consent for disclosure. So they'll do their signatures, accept and sign. Down here, again, signature, date, and then they'll finish. That's how they'll sign their contracts. Once the contract has been signed, they'll get a notification letting them know that we received their contract, and they'll be moved in the pipeline stage. As you can see, under free consultation, they're now in progress, and under tax preparation process, they are in review awaiting booking because they have to book a new consultation for their final review. Now, we received all their documentation, the user will go over all the information and start to prepare. Inside the profile, you'll also see that it's letting them know how to prepare, what they need to do, questions that they need to prepare to ask, everything. In the email, it's just going to let them know what they need to do next, and that is to book their final review. Once the consultation has been scheduled, you'll see it populate down here as well. And you'll see this is the confirmation, the information about their final review. And this is a text message letting them know when their final review is and for them to check their email. So again, let's go check out where they're at in the pipeline. And you'll see that the final review is booked. Now, once the final review is booked and you're getting all the information while you're on the call, you're going to ask them certain questions. One of the questions is going to be, do they want to do an upfront payment or are they going to do bank product? Now, if it's a bank product, you would have an external system for generating or providing an authorization form and the payment link. And so it would automatically populate here. And if they decide to go with upfront payments, then they would receive this text message and this email asking them to complete their credit card authorization form and payment. Once they've completed their credit card authorization form and we go look at where they're at in the process, you'll see that they have moved now to upfront payment. If we would have stayed with bank product, they would have been in bank product. So now let's go back to their profile because we're just going to give them a little bit more information, right? Now that we're inside their profile, we're going to come down to where it says exit email and we're just going to put in whatever tax refund they're going to receive from the federal and from the state. Don't judge me. I just threw whatever in there. And that's it. Once we put those two numbers in, we're going to hit save. Now you'll see that they received three things. They received a text message thanking them for filing with whatever your company name is, telling them it's going to take up to 21 days to receive their tax refund, but it'll be processed in 14 days. Again, this is completely customizable to whatever you would tell them, right? It's going to tell them to check IRS for where's my refund, to check the status of the refund, and just give them some information, right? This text message is just going to let them know that they received an email. And inside the email, you'll see that the exact amount that we put over here is now over here. So this is going to this client, and it's letting them know that their federal refund is going to be this, and their state refund is going to be this. This is where they can track. They can click this link and go to IRS Where's My Refund tool, and just some other information. And it's going to also ask them to give you a review, right? A video testimonial or Google review, etc., right? And that's it. That's how you go through the tax preparation process. Now, there's also some stuff in here for a Schedule C, where if you were to have a client that needed to file a Schedule C, then they would receive this, and they just have to fill this out. Now, I'm obviously not going to sit here and fill this whole form out because you see how it works. Once they fill it out, you'll get the notification to let you know that somebody just submitted a Schedule C for their business. And then you can move forward, and it's going to ask them to book a call with you to get the process started with that. If you have any questions, please let us know. And I hope you enjoyed this demo. Thanks for watching.